that the current Chief Justice is engaged in judicial thuggery and poses an existential threat to the dispensation of justice in an equitable, fair, and just manner. Such partisan behavior at the apex court of our judiciary must not be entertained and must be condemned with all the force reasonable people can muster. Judicial gangsterism is a precursor for the breakdown in the dispensation of justice and the doctrine of the rule of law. Common sense ought to be an ingredient in the dispensation of justice.
My respected colleague, what you have just read, was it authored by you?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
What date was this authored?
On the 27th of March, 2024.
Now, on the 27th of March, 2024, you wrote this about the Chief Justice of the Republic, correct?
Yes, I did.
You have again read Article 41D. For the avoidance of doubt, read it at the risk of being repetitive. Read it one more time.
Mr. Chairman, I remember the content.
Read it one more time.
Well, I'm not going to read the heading again. I'll just read the 41D.
I am asking you a question, Honorable Nominee.
Yes.
Once the question is allowed, you cannot overrule it.
The
I'm
exercise...
saying read 41, yes, in full. Read 41D.
The exercise and enjoyment of rights and freedoms is inseparable from the performance of duties and obligations, and accordingly, it shall be the duty of every citizen to respect the rights, freedoms, and legitimate interests of others, and generally to refrain from doing acts detrimental to the welfare of other persons.
My respected colleague, what you have just read as your constitutional duty, and what you have also read as your constitutional rights, if you reconcile, would you say that all those words you used to describe the Chief Justice were fair?
Mr. Chairman, that post was premised on my understanding and reading of Article 296 of the Constitution, and I would proceed to read with your leave.
That's okay. Please proceed.
The side note is exercise of discretionary power. Where in this Constitution or in any other law discretionary power is vested in any person or authority, A, that discretionary power shall be deemed to imply a duty to be fair and candid. B, the exercise of the discretionary power shall not be arbitrary, capricious, or biased based on resentment, prejudice, or personal dislike, and shall be in accordance with due process of law. And C, where the person or authority is not a judge or other judicial officer, there shall be published by constitutional instrument or statutory instrument regulations that are not inconsistent with the provision of this Constitution or that or that other law to govern the exercise of the discretionary power. Discretionary power is vested with the Chief Justice. She exercised same in the matter before her. My views were what I expressed in the post.
When did you say you posted those comments?
27th of March 2024 at 6:34 a.m.
What occasioned this post?
Activities that had gone on the previous day in court.
Can you share with us the activities that had gone on in the previous day in court, and in which matter?
It was in the anti-LGBTQ case, the case you referenced earlier on. I don't really remember all the details, but I'm fully aware that my comments were in reference to the actions that had happened the day before in court.
You had earlier said that your criticism was premised on a July 28th disappointment. Now you are referring to a March post. So which is which? Just reconcile.
Chairman, at no point in my previous answer did I say that my displeasure with the Supreme Court and the Chief Justice was exclusive to the July 18th ruling. The case had started in court from the 5th of March. I made reference to the fact that the July 18th ruling is what led me to lead a national demonstration against the Chief Justice.
So what exactly did the Chief Justice do to you on the 5th of July, of March 2024? 24, you said 23rd.
27th
So
of March.
This post was 27th of March. And you are saying that based on what happened in court on the 26th of March. And can you tell us exactly what happened on the 26th of March, which led to such description of the Chief Justice of the Republic?
Mr. Chairman, let me be clear that I have answered this already and stated that I don't really remember all the actions that happened there. But again, let me be very quick to add that post this social media post, the Chief Justice has had occasion to write to me on 2 occasions through the Judicial Secretary. The Chief Justice is clothed with the powers of contempt. If she thought and held the view that legally I had erred, the Supreme Court of Ghana is not one that has shied away from using its contempt powers. They have failed to hold me for contempt because I have not erred, and I'm sure that the Chief Justice herself and the Judicial Council and the Supreme Court recognize that constructive criticism is helpful for the dispensation of our justice system. Thank you.
So you hold a view that those words used in describing the Chief Justice of the Republic to you remain constructive and nothing less?
I hold that view, sir.
Clerk, kindly furnish me the document. Honorable nominee, please let's go to your CV. Please, where were you born?
I was born in Somanya in the eastern region of Ghana.
I'm not familiar with Somanya. Is it in the eastern region of the country?
Mr. Chairman, I just stated that I was born in Somanya in the eastern region of Ghana.
Now, Krobo, Odumase, and Somanya, are they the same?
I am unable to respond accurately to that. I'm not sure about that. But I believe that one of the MPs from the Krobo area is present in the committee. He can help us with the geography.
Honorable nominee, respectfully, are you familiar with Krobo Odumase?
Yes, I know the constituency, the lower Manya Krobo constituency and upper Manya, yes.
I'm not talking about constituency. I'm talking about a town called Krobo Odumase. Odumase Krobo.
Yes, I know a town like that exists, Mr. Chairman.
Very well. And I'm asking you whether that town and Somanya are the same or different.
I am unable to answer. I told you I'm not very conversant with the geography of the area.
Did you live in Somanya where you were born?
Chairman, before you came in, when I did the introductory part, I stated that I was born in Somanya, but I grew up in Nigeria. My mother is here, my birth mother is here, and if you want her to swear the oath, she will, to testify on at what age she took me. But I was taken to Nigeria at the age of 6 months. At that age, I don't think I would have been in a position to know what my surroundings were. Thank you.
Honorable nominee, are you currently in possession of a birth certificate?
I don't have my birth certificate here, but I own one.
Is it a very old one or the digital birth certificate?
Mr. Chairman, it's a very old one. My parents have done very well to preserve it.
And that has your place of birth as Somanya?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
You are in possession of a Ghanaian passport?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Two, actually, but under the same name. A regular passport and a diplomatic passport, all under the name Samuel Nate George. Thank you.
The Ghanaian passport you have, does the place of birth bear Somanya?
Both do, Mr. Chairman.
So you would disagree with anybody who would suggest that you were born in Odumasi Krobo? You would disagree?
My parents told me I was born in Somanya. They are the best to determine and tell me where I was born. Thank you.
Honorable nominee, on your CV, you have indicated that you have undertaken a number of courses.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
But before then, you have indicated that you speak English, Dangbe, and Twi.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Do you speak any language of Nigerian origin?
Muso Yoruba, dear, sir.
You speak Yoruba?
Yes, I do, and a bit of Igbo. I can tell you my name, Ahambu Sam George.
Don't pay attention to my questions. Pay attention to my questions and then answer my questions. Not for the gallery, but for me. All right? Do you speak Yoruba?
Fairly.
You speak a bit of Igbo?
Yes, please.
To take the leave of Mr. Chair to amend your CV to include Yoruba.
With the leave of Mr. Chairman, if it pleases the committee for me to have to, but I just put the Ghanaian languages I spoke on my CV.
But it is here you stated languages spoken. Languages spoken. So I'm asking, since you say you speak Yoruba, that would you want to take the leave of Mr. Chair to amend to reflect that?
Yes, Mr. Chair, it can be amended with the leave of Mr. Chair.
Leave granted, amendment accordingly carried out.
Now, you have stated hometown to mean to be Old Ningo. We've had different descriptions of hometown. So tell you how you come by hometown.
I believe on my CV it says Ahriam, Old Ningo. And Ahriam is where my father hails from, where my father comes from. So that's where my father's house is.
And mom too from there?
My mom is from Old Ningo town itself.
Your CV page 1, you have indicated that you have a BSc Agricultural Engineering, Soil and Water Engineering specialization from KNUST. May I know from you, at KNUST, were you a member of TESCOM?
Never.
Did you at any point join TESCOM outside of, at any of the institutions that you studied?
Never, Mr. Chairman.
So you disagree with any report to the effect that you were once upon a time a member of TESCOM?
That would be an unfortunate lie. I disagree with it.
The states. as part of our vetting, you know that we request for due diligence reports from state security. So, as at January 27, 2025, state security has it that you were once upon a time a member of TESCOM.
This is part of the reason why I'm on record to have said that the new Mahama administration has to overhaul our entire state security apparatus because it's woefully ineffective if it says I've ever been a member of TESCOM. Thank you.
Very well. And you would also disagree to the information given to us that you were not born in Odumasu Krobo. You disagree with them?
Absolutely.
Now, you have on page 2 of your CV. Let's go to page 2. You said you have executive masters in international strategy and diplomacy, London School of Economics and Political Science, correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
You have the certificate with you?
Not here, but I can furnish the committee with it. If
Chairman, with your leave, would want to take that later, since he doesn't have it now.
No problem.
Certified true copy later, you can let us have it.
I would quickly make the request to the LSE for a certified true copy.
You have the certificate with you. You have graduated.
I have the original certificate framed. You're asking for a certified true copy.
No, but you can certify it. You can get it certified. Any notary public.
I would choose to get it certified from the university that issued the certificate for the purposes of this committee. I'll make the request to the LSE.
This perhaps is a legal question, so it's all right if you understand it, sir. Well, for the benefit of your supporters, we are here to also help you. I know you've done LLB. I know you've done LLB. You've not been called to the bar yet. You don't need to write to your school to give us a certified copy. Once you are in possession of the original, a notary public who cites the original can certify. That is the law, which they should know. Now, would you be able to furnish us with a certified copy of that certificate?
If it pleases the committee, Mr. Chairman.
When did you start the program? And when did you finish the program?
September 2021, and I submitted my dissertation in July 2022.
How did you pursue the program?
In person.
Now, at all material times, you were a member of parliament. September 2021. You said when did you finish it in 2022?
In July 2022.
So between September 2021 and July 2022, you were a full-time member of parliament. And this school is in the United Kingdom. So share with us how you pursued the program.
Mr. Chairman, I believe that speaks to my dedication and diligence when I put my mind to something. I spent most time...
Nominee, how did you pursue the program?
Mr. Chairman, that's where I'm going to, respectfully.
I'm just saying that to help you go straight so that we can finish with you on time.
Mr. Chairman, my program was an executive master's program, and I had multiple class periods and assignment periods. So in every month, we had 10 days of physical contact. And then you had essays that you had to present or submit in the ensuing period until the next class. And so again, if the committee would want for me to show evidence of my travel record, I will show how I spent 10 days in London with the leave of Mr. Speaker sometimes, and when I returned to Ghana, to make sure that I stayed within the courses. And I had to do that between September and May. June, July, and August. June and July were not, you didn't need to be in person because that was when we're working on our dissertation. Thank you.
Okay, so you are telling us that, so from September, every month, you were spending 10 days in the United Kingdom, every month.
Give or take. Yes, please.
No, let's be specific, because you say we can check that from your travel records and all. I just want us to be very specific in the answers. So September, when you started in September you went to UK for 10 days and came back, correct?
Mr. Chairman, that's why I said give or take. There were times when, because of travel periods, and that was at that time, there were still COVID travel restrictions. So there were times when I had to spend 14 days. There were times when I was able to do 12 days because the regulations in the UK were very fluid at the time. For some time, at the early parts, you had to do a 2-day quarantine after entering the UK before you could make yourself available. So yes, I may have gone to school for 10 days, but my travel time included 2 days of quarantine when I entered the UK, so it could have been 12 days. So give or take, it was 10 days at every time.
So you were doing it month on month, correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
So you can furnish us with evidence of September travel, October travel, November, December, all the way to May, as you said.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, with your leave, would the nominee has promised to finish us? So
Leave is hereby granted.
Very well. So, honorable nominee, we'll take that one.
I recognize a follow-up question from Honorable Roxanne.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Nominee, did you pursue this program with public funds?
Absolutely not. Fully funded by myself.
Now, this program, do you have an online component of it?
Yes, please. The submission of your essays and all of that.
No, please. My question was very specific. There is an in-person, so I want to find out whether there is an online component of the program. That's all.
Yes, there was an online component.
So in addition to traveling to London, you pursue some aspect of the coursework whilst here?
That's correct.
Chairman, that will be all.
Chairman, I'm taking note of the supposed follow-up which come in multiples, and they are indeed substantive. Mr. Roxanne has had his time, but anyway, I would tolerate him. It's fine. Okay, so when did you graduate?
I believe it was in December. I attended my graduation, I think, either in December 2022 or January 2023. I need to refresh my memory, but I think it was in December 2022. It's a matter of public record.
I'm sure when we get the certificate, we'll get to know. Now, you that you fully funded yourself.
Yes, please.
How much did it cost you?
Mr. Chairman, are you asking me the cost of the course or the cost of the entire program? Because that would
I'll
include,
break it down. Don't worry.
That would include travel.
Don't worry. I'll break it down for you. First, let's deal with your tuition fee. How much did it cost you in tuition?
I would have to check with my accounts to determine how much it cost. This was a fee I paid about 4 years ago.
With the leave of chair, we would want to have that. How much did it cost you in accommodation?
Again, I'll have to check with my residents at the time how much it cost me.
So with the leave of chair, you provide us with that. How much did it cost you in travel?
Again, the tickets vary based on season. So I'll have to itemize each ticket and how much it costs.
Okay, so Chair would give direction on all three, so you can provide
Leave
that.
is hereby granted for you to bring the cost component.
But Mr. Chairman, respectfully, may I find out why personal expenditure of mine for my own personal development is now the subject of this committee's inquiry?
You should have said that as your answer.
No, Mr. Chairman, I was asked specific questions about whether I did them. Now, the question of providing same, I said I don't have that here, and it would take the leave of the chairman. So it's your leave that would make me, and I could get legal advice on if my personal expenditure is the subject of this committee. Thank you.
Well,
Chairman, as you've granted leave for those information to be provided, we'll rely on the nominee to make those available through the clerk. So we'll proceed. Thank you. Now, on the issue of Kofi Annan Training, International Peacekeeping and Training Center, it's on your CV that you have an executive master's in conflict, peace, and security, correct?
That's correct, Mr. Chairman.
Can you share with us how you undertook that program?
Mr. Chairman, that program was a weekend program as an executive master's at the Kofi Annan International Peacekeeping Training Center, and I attended with a few other colleagues. Thank you.
How long did it take you?
It was a one-year program. I completed in 2019, but did not graduate in 2019 because I was out of the country on the date of the graduation. And so I came back in 2020 to join the executive cohort 6. I was part of executive cohort 5, but I joined executive cohort 6 in 2020 to graduate. Thank you.
Honorable nominee, back to your CV, you indicate that you've had a certificate in leadership and managerial skills from NDPI.
That's correct.
Are you able to furnish us with the certificate?
I will do so with the leave of the chair.
leave is accordingly granted.
Now, have you any registered company, a limited liability company, that you operate outside of your work as a parliamentarian?
I currently do not hold ownership of any company that I operate outside of Parliament.
Prior to this period, were you previously an owner of a limited liability company?
Yes, prior to coming to Parliament, yes, I was.
Can you furnish us with the name of this company?
The first company I think I registered was Events and Multimedia Ghana Limited.
When did you register this company?
Chairman, I don't readily remember.
What is the name of this company?
For emphasis, I will repeat it, Events and Multimedia Ghana Limited.
Who are the other shareholders apart from you?
I don't readily remember, and the company is defunct at the moment.
At what point did this company become defunct?
Upon my entry into Parliament, I stopped working.
When you were operating your company, were you taking only private jobs or you were also doing government jobs?
I never took a government job.
Go through your CV, share with us where on your CV you have provided information of this, your company.
Mr. Chairman, it's not provided on my CV.
With the leave of
Let's honorable leader, let's get this clear. Is it everything about the nominee that is supposed to be provided on a curriculum vitae? Because this is a defunct company which is no longer operating.
Chairman, respectfully, the nominee has provided us his own CV. The CV, he talks about personal data. He moves from there to profile. He has shared with us his educational background. He goes further to talk about professional experience. He has taken us through conferences he has attended. He has also told us that he is a member of certain boards and agencies. It is therefore proper, as part of the inquisition, to ask which boards he served on, where he's been a director. It is a regular question. And he himself has provided us information as to a company he has registered that he is a shareholder and a director. The issue of it being defunct is a different matter. So, honorable nominee, you have said that at the time you entered Parliament, at the time you entered business, correct?
That's correct, because I became politically exposed.
Very well. So, before entering Parliament, tell us, between which period to which period you operated your business? Tell us, between which period to which period you operated your business, that your company?
Mr. Chairman, I believe I registered this company whilst I was in the university, sometime between 2003 and 2004. I left the university in 2005. And I believe that I stopped running I stopped getting any businesses after I was appointed communication specialist at the president in 2014. Because at the time, the clientele I had required that they couldn't work with me as a PEP. Thank you.
But you just told this committee that you only stopped operating your business when you were elected member of Parliament, because at that time you had become politically exposed. Do you still stand by that answer?
Yes, Chairman. You see, the nature of business I had long-term contracts. So even though I became a PEP in 2014, I had contracts that ran till sometime in 2016, and it was indicated to me that those contracts will not be renewed.
Now, share with us the period you became a member of Parliament. You were not doing any other business. You were solely dependent on your salary, correct?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, as my primary source of income.
Did you have the benefit of any secondary source of income?
Mr. Chairman, I'm married to a very industrious woman.
No, I don't get it. Please explain.
I'm married to an industrious woman.
Okay, so please explain to her, if you say you are married to an industrious woman, and that is the source of your secondary income, what exactly do you mean?
I mean, my wife takes care of me.
Very well. So, industrious woman, she takes care of you. Are you suggesting that she also paid your school fees for your UK program?
Mr. Chairman, I believe that this committee has asked me to furnish them records of my fees that were paid. I believe that I don't see where we're going with this. Thank you.
No. With the greatest respect, honorable nominee, I continue to treat you with respect. If you say you don't see, yours is to answer. If you need guidance, please seek guidance from the chair. If chair allows my question, and you want to say you don't see where I follow up based on what you say. I never asked you about your wife. I never asked you about her business. You said your wife takes care of you. These are your words. You say your wife is an industrious woman. These are your words. And that is your secondary source of income. These are your words. So, are you aware whether your wife, through her industry, has been paying her taxes? Have you become aware of it?
Mr. Chairman, those are my wife's
Please, please. That is personal to your wife. So, with all due respect.
The monies that your wife your wife gives you, which monies you say that is your secondary source of income, do you pay taxes on them?
Mr. Chairman, I have at no point in time before this committee, and I'm on record, said that my wife gives me money. I have at no point in time made that claim. My claim before this committee is that my wife takes care of me. I didn't say she gives me money. Thank you.
Is that your secondary source of income?
I have not said so. Your words, Mr. Chairman.
Honorable nominee would leave it there. Whether they are your words or my words, we'll leave it there. Let us proceed. How did you raise the funds to pay your fees? Because this is a matter of record that you provided.
Mr. Chairman, I had savings. Thank you.
Doing up. Honorable nominee.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Please kindly read aloud that document you have in your possession.
Dear comrades, take positions at the airport and land borders. None of those who have raped our nation's resources should be allowed to skip town. Those who have stolen the public purse must, in capital letters, be made to account for every peswa. Operation Recover All Loot, in bracket oral, must swing into full action. For our children, for our nation, let's go. And it has the lion emoji and the Ghana flag and a fire emoji.
Can you share with us those looters, the names of those looters you were referring to, who you were calling on comrades to protect our borders so that they don't escape? Can you share with us those you had in mind at the time you made this post?
All of that information, Mr. Chairman, has been shared with the oral team that was headed by my comrade Okudzeto Ablakwa, Member of Parliament for North Tongue. Thank you.
Honorable nominee, this is a public hearing. You have made this post, and I'm relying on it to ask you the question. I'm asking you, these individuals that you say they have looted the nation, they have raped us of whatever, can you share with us those individuals? Give us their names.
Honourable Member, with all due respect, we spoke yesterday about the Whistleblowers Act, and there are remedies available for such a thing under a Whistleblowers Act. So in a full public view, asking that the names of those people be disclosed, there are dire consequences for it. I will therefore humbly overrule the question. Thank you.
Honorable nominee, at the time you made this post, did you know about the consequences of the post you were making?
Mr. Chairman, there was only one consequence of my post: to protect our nation's resources. Thank you.
As a law student, do you think that this call for people to go to our borders when we had our security agencies already performing constitutional duties was right?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, and I'm grounded in the preamble to the Constitution. That was the basis for that call.
The preamble of the Constitution.
We, the people of Ghana, or in the name of the Almighty God, we, the people of Ghana, in exercise of our natural and inalienable rights to establish a framework of government which shall secure for ourselves and posterity the blessings of liberty, equality of opportunity, and prosperity, in a spirit of friendship and peace with all peoples of the world, and in solemn declaration and affirmation of our commitments to freedom, justice, probity, and accountability, the principles that all powers of government spring from the sovereign will of the people, the principle of universal adult suffrage, the rule of law, the protection and preservation of fundamental human rights and freedoms, unity, and stability for our nation, do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves this Constitution.
So, at the time you made this post, you are saying to this committee that our borders were not being protected by the security agencies enough. Therefore, there was a need for you to make a call on ordinary citizens to rush, particularly your party members, to rush to these borders to stop people you consider as looters from traveling outside the country, correct?
Your deduction, Mr. Chairman, not mine.
At the time you made this call,
Honorable Leader,
did you have,
I recognize Roxanne Dahon
did you have
on
reason?
one supplementary question.
Okay, sure.
Chairman, thank you very much. Honorable Sam George.
Chairman.
When you made the post under reference, yes or no, you averted your mind to Article 41, F of the Constitution, and with the leave of the chairman, let me read. The exercise and enjoyment of rights and freedoms is inseparable from the performance of duties and obligations, and accordingly, it shall be the duty of every citizen, F, to protect and preserve public property and expose and combat misuse and waste of public funds and property. So your post regarding people getting to the borders and checking others from absconding from the jurisdiction you suspect of having committed some offense. You were exercising your right under this provision.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much.
Honorable Sam George, when was the last time you traveled outside the country?
I don't readily recall, but I haven't traveled this year, so sometime last year.
At the time you got to the airport, did you go through immigration screening?
Yes, I did.
Did you see customs officials at our borders at the airport?
Yes, I did.
Did you find the national security operatives at various points at the airport?
I don't know. I don't know them because they don't wear uniform.
But do we have security systems at our airport?
I would suppose so, but I can't state on the record.
Now, at the time you made this your post, by the way, go back to the date you made the post.
I made it on the 8th of December 2024, a day after John Mahama had won the elections by almost over 57% of the votes.
Had our
His order.
on that said date, had you any information that our immigration and customs officials had abandoned their posts at the airport and all other borders of the state?
I have not suggested so in my post.
Honorable Sam George, I am asking you a straightforward question. Had you any reason to believe that they had abandoned their posts at the airport and all other borders that they had a duty to protect as officers of the state?
Chairman, once again, I repeat that I have not made such a suggestion in my post, so it can't be attributed to me. Thank you.
Do you know that your call on your party members to move to our borders was to undermine these security officials from exercising their rightful duties enshrined in our laws?
Mr. Chairman, that would be to suggest that our constitution is illegal and unconstitutional.
So are you suggesting that at any point a citizen can post calling on people to take to our land borders and protect it against looters? Is that what you're saying?
Mr. Chairman, like I said, that post was made pursuant to provisions of a duty of a citizen, given the exigencies of the time, the duties of a citizen, according to the preamble and Article 41F of the Constitution.
Do you know that that preamble of the Constitution is equally enforceable through a law properly enacted by the state? Do you know that?
I'm aware of that.
And do you know that as part of the enforcement of the constitutional provision, we have established state security agencies to protect our borders?
Fully aware of that, Mr. Chairman. I'm fully aware of that, Mr. Chairman.
And do you know that as a citizen, your right call would have been to the security agencies instead of party members you call comrades? Do you know that?
Mr. Chairman, it is the vigilance of these comrades that stopped the export of 17 pallets of gold that were not properly labeled at the Kotoka International Airport. My call was a call to national duty. It was heeded and saved the public purse. I should be celebrated for that.
Sam George, respectfully, I, based on your information, will be pleased to make an application, would make an application to the chair to suspend the hearing of your vetting so that we invite those officials at the airport who, according to you, through the vigilance of your comrades, they seized some illegal exportation of some gold. So, because this is a very serious matter, and you are providing us information. So, Chairman, in the circumstance, it is important that we suspend the hearing of this matter to bring those officials who have a mandate to protect our borders, ensure legal exports, explain to why they abandoned their responsibility, and it had to take some vigilante comrades based on his call to arrest some illegal gold exportation.
Honourable members, with all due respect to the ranking and the deputy, the ranking and then the minority leader, we have a clear mandate, and no amount of question and answer will be worthy to deserve this committee proceeding to suspend sitting until information is provided. Our procedure doesn't end at this committee. Further actions will be taken after the committee's vetting. So I am unable to grant the request for suspension with all due respect.
Chairman, fair enough. Chairman, then, with your leave, I would want to extract some further information from the nominee so that we invite those officials to appear before us so that, I agree with you that we don't suspend, but we would have to invite them based on the further information we'll give. Honorable nominee, this gold that was being stolen, can you provide us further details of where and how these comrades were able to assist in stopping this stealing? Lay the foundation with the answer and then we go specifics, because it's very important. The nation is listening and it will help.
So is your question seeking for him to mention names of people?
Honorable Chair, I am exercising a lot of restraint, and I would plead with you. The nominee said there was stealing at the airport. Some people were stealing gold and exporting, and through his call, there was an arrest. We need to know the details. It cannot be that he will say something and then we cannot have details. So he should provide us the details.
Did you say some people were stealing at the airport?
Mr. Chairman, the sitting of this committee is public records. I never said that anybody was stealing. I said that my call led to the interception of 17 wrongly labeled pallets of gold or parcels of gold. That's what I said. Again, let me state for the record that it is the assumption of the ranking member that the persons who may be lawful law enforcement officers can also not double as comrades. That will be his assumption. Because the assumption is to say that comrades from outside the airport came in. I have not said so as well. Thank you.
Honourable members, I will plead that having regard to the content of the Whistleblowers Act, some questions and the answers being provided may be in violation of some provisions in the Whistleblowers Act. It is for a stated reason. That's why we refer to that particular law, Whistleblowers Act. So I am not even happy that it is being placed on record that some responsibilities being discharged led to the arrest of some pallets of gold. So I intend to direct that answer be expunged from the record.
Chairman, Mr. Chairman, can the nominee tell us where this gold was wrongly labeled? Can the nominee tell us?
I'm guided by Mr. Chairman and the Whistleblowers Act. I decline to comment. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, can the nominee tell us who arrested these gold bars that, according to him, were being stolen?
Again, with the guidance of the chairman and respect for the Whistleblowers Act passed by this honorable House, I decline comment.
Chairman, with respect, the nominee is not here as a whistleblower. If for some reasons it is his pleasure that he would give us that information in conclave without the media, he should say so and we should grant that. You cannot, Chairman, you cannot come to the committee in providing answers to a question, say that it is your constitutional right to make a call to the public to protect our borders when we have security agencies, and then you justify by saying that, in fact, that call has saved the nation. People were going to steal gold. The state, as a result of that call, that was prevented. Then you are now saying that you come under Whistleblowers Act, so you cannot provide the details. Chairman, the whole world is watching these proceedings. I will not pursue and I will not attempt to show any disrespect to you. But Chairman, the matter in issue is not a matter of whistleblower. In the minimum, I am guided by the little law I stated. I'm not going into the arena of whistleblower. So if you would want to say that he shouldn't answer a matter that he himself has provided, so be it. I will not pursue it. But I want to put on record that if the nominee prefers to give that information to us in conclave, let us pursue that.
Well, Honorable Minority Leader, we can subsequently explore and look at the law by the nature of the information that we are soliciting. If the law allows the information to be given to us as members of parliament, why not?
Chairman, let's have a clear understanding. Dominique is telling us that based on a social media post, some people were stealing gold, and his comrades responding to that post were able to arrest it. So if for nothing at all, he should be celebrated. He's saying that he should be celebrated for making that post. Chairman, is it the case that we cannot pursue it? If you say so, I will not begrudge you. The record will reflect that the chair of the committee says that we cannot pursue it. This is not a whistleblower matter. So I want to pursue it. If you want to rule me out, I'm fine. So, honorable nominee, my question to you, that those people that you claim were exporting this gold illegally, do you know which company they were working for at the airport or wherever? Do you know where they were working for? Which company they were working for?
Honorable Minority Leader, with all due respect, we are pushing further. The nominee even said that his call resulted into some arrests. He's making reference to his call. So if you want to push further to give details of it, then it means we are delving into what the law otherwise says we shouldn't. So, with all due respect, with all due respect, there are reasons why you give such information to the security agencies. They are not even prepared to mention your name to the public that they got the information from you. So we cannot be soliciting that particular information. The statement he made is that my call resulted into this. I think we should end it there.
Chairman, my duty is to respect your chair and to accept your ruling. So I would accept your ruling on this matter and move on. I will not attempt to disrespect you, however unhappy I may be with your ruling. Well, that's the beauty of democracy. You are the chair. Thank you so much, sir. Please, clerk to committee. Honorable Sam George, you have a document in your hand. Respectfully, I've labeled this as 6. First of all, the document, the paper you have, were you the one who authored it?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Please, can you read it aloud in full?
Galamsey is Ghana's drug trade. It is to Ghana what cocaine is to Colombia. There are cartels involved. These cartels have politicians, chiefs, and security personnel involved. Our government is complicit and will not do anything about it. And then I tag then President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, bears ultimate responsibility. He has the power to arrest and deal decisively with everyone involved. I don't care what party they belong to. They are wicked criminals. Deal with them. But alas, Nana Addo cannot. He is complicit and a beneficiary. If we want to deal with this canker, we need to be honest and brutally frank with the truth. Again, the lion emoji and the Ghana flag, and then 2 hashtags. Hashtag free the citizens, hashtag stop Galamsey now, and I attached a picture of a Galamsey site. Thank you.
What date did you make this post?
The document handed over to me has no date.
But you made this post?
Oh yes, I recognize it as my post.
Now, you said the former president was complicit and a beneficiary. At the time you made this post, you had evidence that the President of the Republic was complicit and indeed a beneficiary of this Galamsey activity?
Mr. Chairman, on the day the President, and even though there's no date on this, I remember this post very well. I made it because I was upset as a citizen of this country that on the day the President was meeting, the then President, was meeting with the coalition against Galamsey, one of whom I believe is in the room, Engineer Ken Ashigbe, his Minerals Commission was issuing tens of new licenses to mine in forest reserves. That's what pushed me to do this.
Honorable Sam George, my simple question to you. Do you think that President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, our president,
Chairman, you hear it?
Honourable members, order. Order.
I can understand the enthusiasm. Our president, who was in charge of the government of the day between 2017 and 2025, January 6th, was indeed a beneficiary of the Galamsey activity. Do you solemnly believe in that? That indeed he was a beneficiary of this?
Chairman, my understanding is that the president at the time was leader of the NPP, per your constitution. He was leader of the party. We all saw or listened to the recording between the then Minister for Environment, Science and Technology and the then Vice Chairman of your Central Region Party, where he said you needed to do Galamsey because party he had sika. The party that he had sika or needed money was the NPP, and President Akufo-Addo was leader of the NPP. If it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, and has his kids in a row behind it like a duck, it is a duck.
Because some two people were gossiping on the phone.
Honorable Sam George. Honorable Sam George. So you are saying that this comment by some individuals that you heard is your evidence that the President of the Republic was a beneficiary of the Galamsey activity?
Mr. Chairman, if I'm not mistaken, the President subsequently went to even campaign for the gentleman who made those comments to be as a parliamentary candidate of the NPP. He associated with him. He did not distance himself from it. And Mr. Chairman, let me plead with you. This committee should not be used to whitewash the image of President Akufo-Addo. We know him. The people of this country passed a verdict, and let's leave it at that. Thank you.
Honorable nominee. Order. Order. Honorable members, order. Honorable members, let's have order. Honorable members, order. Honorable nominee, you are hereby ordered to withdraw the word. This committee should not be used to whitewash Akufo-Addo. Please withdraw.
Chairman, respectfully, with the greatest respect for you, why am I being asked to withdraw that this committee, it's a plea.
Please.
I'm making a plea to you.
Please withdraw. Please withdraw.
Mr. Chairman, I withdraw out of respect for you.
Thank you very much. The statement is withdrawn. Let's make progress. The statement is withdrawn on grounds that it is unparliamentary. Honourable members, let's make progress.
Chairman, thank you.
Please, let's have order.
Honorable nominee.
Yes, Chairman.
My respected member, who I would consistently refer to as Honorable Member of Parliament. Please, I'm done with the aspect of